Drivers working their way around here out of turn 14. They'll line up nicely. Looks like we have one driver off to the right side of the track as he coming into pit lane. I'm not sure why that driver is not into position. Indeed, we have a driver peeling off the pit lane already. Not exactly sure what's going on with that driver. I'll try to figure out who that is. But a driver is coming into pit lane. The remainder of the field in position to get things underway here. Weldon on the inside. McNeely on the outside. Time to go racing to start a Sunday at Road America. Green, green, green. Cross start finish. Let's try to make it 3 wide early. Weldon gets a good jump. He'll come back to the right side of the racetrack. He'll move back to the left, right in front of Soto Sharipa. Jeffers goes to the outside as well, trying to pick up some space. Here they come through. Turn 1 looks good. Back down the hill into turn number 3. Great shot here as they roll into the apex of turn number 3, back on the throttle. They use a little bit of the exit curbing there, but not all the way out. And here's that long run down into 5. The draft is massive here at Road America. Big run here. Soto Sharipa's going to get attacked quickly here. Max Taylor going to look to the inside, coming down to the braking zone at turn number 5. And this is where you have to be patient, as I had said. Let things settle out. As you get through a couple of the opening laps here, you're eventually going to stretch away from those around you. Don't make the mistake early and find yourself in trouble. Let things settle in and then go to work from there. And Soto Sharipa did just that. Lost a spot, but slots back into the 3rd position. Everybody clean and green through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 the top of the hill, 7. Now down to the hurry downs for the first time. VRD Racing runs 1, 2. Different lines coming through there. Weldon off the apex, and you could see that Taylor right on top of the curb coming through there had a lot of more exit speed. Out of 10. Here's the run down to the kink. Field finally starting to stretch out just a little bit through the kink now into the kettle bottoms. The shade still there from the trees. 9:30 here trackside, Central Time. As I said before, just 63 degrees, so take the time to get these tires up to tip. McNeely right in there, P4 as well. He had a look to the outside as Soto Sharipa covered off the bottom coming into turn number 12. We'll put the first lap in the books. Look at the guys kind of blocking to the inside. Oh, there's a slider move to the inside. Soto Sharipa to the inside at turn 14. You don't see a lot of that because you're going to lose some of the run out of the corner. Soto Sharipa goes to second. He's going to rely on the draft, and he's got it as Taylor has gone to the lead. Hey, how about 3 wide coming across start finish? Why not? Taylor on the inside. Soto Sharipa to the middle. Weldon to the outside. 3 wide, 2 deep coming into turn number 1. Who's going to check? Oh, close your eyes right now, coming through. Wow. Yeah, let's start lap number 2. 3 wide, 2 deep. Why not? Weldon goes back to P1. Man, oh man. I thought Soto Sharipa had the run there, but Weldon got a good push to the outside, kind of the double draft coming up the hill. Taylor had gone to the lead, as I had said. Soto Sharipa went back through the inside of Weldon. I thought it was Taylor that he went on. He went on Weldon. Weldon's going to get an advantage now. He's got enough of a gap to run the full racing line. Little bit of a wiggle as Jack Jeffers making the move. Jeffers now up to 3rd as he takes the inside. Sharipa's going to come back across the track. So Weldon out to the lead once again. Update my live timing. Taylor led across the line, but not surprising, some of the action we've seen here this weekend. Yeah, it looks like Bruno Ribeiro did not take the start, neither did Rodrigo Gonzalez, so a couple of drivers out. 22 on the track. The driver I think who came through pit lane was Brendan Cooley. And I'm just going to take a stab at the fact that here's a young kid who's been testing the USF Juniors car, plans a full year in 2025. He's up here trying to learn. No need to put him in the middle of the scrap here right now, right? He wants track time here at Road America. To run him through the pit lane at the start. He's not as part of any of the crazy action potentially in turn 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, right? And then put him back onto the racetrack. I don't know whether he's still in the pit lane or not, but we'll see when he comes back around. Our timing ticker on the left side of the screen says he's in the pit. I don't know if that's the case or not. Oh, he is, yeah. Quick look over to the pit lane, just a little farther down from me. Yeah, Cooley still in pit lane. So trouble for Brendan Cooley. Wise for him. Something must have happened to the car, elected to bring it into pit lane. Taylor and Weldon going to go side by side coming down into turn one. Weldon going to try to sweep around the outside, not enough. Soto Chiripa thinks to the inside of Taylor, but not quite enough to get the job done. That's the thing about one. If you're on the outside like that, you can run so wide coming out of the corner. Oh, contact! Contact between Weldon and Taylor. Point leader off in turn number 3. He does continue, but spins again. So the VRD drivers get together in turn number 3. I think we're thinking 4 wide. This is huge for the championship. Jack Jeffers is going to go to the lead. Jeffers in the lead. Soto Chiripa with him as well. He's side by side with Weldon. Vergara has to go wide coming out of turn number 5. He's at the tail of that lead group. Jeffers now P1 though. Jack Jeffers has gone to the lead. Weldon and Taylor together in turn number 3. And you wonder whether or not, very similar to the contact we saw between Cooley and McNeely yesterday, where Weldon could potentially get a drive-through here. Taylor was trying the outside. It looked to me like left front to right rear contact. And you wonder whether Taylor's, we'll see if he's back on track. Depending on the angle, depending on how far up he was, you could have right rear damage that would sideline Taylor, the driver who came in here with a solid point lead. Wow. Again, like I had said in the intro, could have taken his time, been smart. Jeffers is going to fall back. Soto Chiripa's, I believe, going to go to the lead here now. So lots of action here. Big lead group as well. I don't know whether or not Taylor was able to get back onto the racetrack or not. A lot of action. Drivers looking to the inside of 14. Just a tough place to make a pass, as I had said. You lose so much exit. We'll stack them and repack them for you when they come back across the line. Let's see how much action we get this time midway through the race. Soto Chiripa leads. Jeffers second. Weldon third. McNeely fourth. And here's the thing. All these drivers in the championship fight, those behind Taylor, take this opportunity to close back up. Don't make mistakes here. Regardless of where you finish, you're going to close up on the leader. This is key. A great opportunity to tighten up the championship with Taylor off. Taylor back on the racetrack. Okay, so no damage to Taylor. Back on the racetrack, but he is back in 19th position. About 20... No. How far back? 4.7. Only 4.7 back. So he was able to continue. That's big for Max Taylor. That could have been really bad. Jeffers now getting a battle there. Weldon able to get by. McNeely tries it. Not quite there enough. 9 drivers in the lead group. I had mentioned that it was Soto Chiripa up front. That's one of the interim S cars, but it's Ariel Elkin. Elkin has worked his way back to P1. Soto Chiripa back to 5th. So it's a 25 up front. And if there's a guy that needs a big finish, it's Ariel Elkin right now after the issues yesterday where he finished 20th. Fell quite a ways back in the championship from 3rd to 5th. Elkin trying to stretch away. We watched this driver dominate the action at Barber Motorsports Park. Ariel Elkin, a young driver with a heck of a pedigree in karting. If you think about American karting, you look at the Superkarts USA Super Nationals. He's been on the podium twice over the last couple of years in the Pro X30 class. He's run FIA, CIK, European and World Championships events and found himself in the top 5 there as well. So this guy's got a lot of talent. Got to harness it, got to focus it. But again, getting some laps down here midway through the race. Guys up front, got to relax. Remember what I said in my keys to the race, right? You got to be patient, especially now. This is mid-race. Don't let the guys out in front of you make a mistake. Or be there when they make a mistake, rather. Don't you make the mistake. Settle in. Weldon with the big draft. So Elkin's not going to, there's so much draft here, Elkin's not going to pull away. He gets closing it up, back up. McNeely goes into 3rd. Jeffers 4th. Soto Chiripa 5th. Christian Cameron up in the fight there as well. Evan Cooley. Joshua Leonel. Top 9 across the line. Wow, I'll tell you. Two VRD drivers getting together down in turn number 3. That was the opposite of the patience that I had talked about, right? That they were going after each other. They were 1-2 early in the race. Turn 3 is a really tough place to make a pass, because when you do make the inside move like that, you've given up so much exit speed that you're bound to get passed down into turn number 5 or even before 5. And I know a lot of the drivers here have that feeling of pass or be passed. That's one of the things about a big draft track like this at Road America. If you're not the driver on the offensive, someone else is. So again, you're always trying to kind of make moves. You don't want to stay stationed. You do the best you can to work your way forward. Drivers working their way down again out of the carousel. I talked about Ariel Elkin. It's not like he comes in, I talk about his karting pedigree, but it's not like he comes in with no car racing experience. Did some Italian F4 last year and was impressive there. Focusing on the opportunity to race here with Inter MS. Again, out of Canada corner, some side-by-side action. Looks like one driver may have had some trouble. Yeah, that's why we got the attack further back. You can see a driver's moved now up in to the second spot. Doesn't take much to overcook the braking zone of Canada corner. How many times you've seen drivers go off the outside? It's a really rough on the exit curbing. G3 Argyros now up into it as well. Argyros was able to go by. He's going to get freight trained by the two Inter MS cars. They're going to work together here. Argyros moving to the outside of the racetrack. Jeffers now coming to the inside as well. Argyros rolling way to the outside. They're going to come back across. Let's see if Jeffers is able to come down the inside of him. Not quite. Jack Jeffers still fighting away there, P5. Up the road, though, Sebastian Weldon's been able to get away a little bit. There he is. There's the lead. Here comes the action further back. Elkin, Soto Chiripa, Argyros, Jeffers, McNeely. These drivers have to be smart. Cooley in there as well. Top 6 drivers. Then you see a little further back. There's top 7 drivers, and then it's Leonel and Cameron, 8th and 9th. And then you go back another second and a half to Joao Vergara, who's got a lot of, he's kind of by himself on the racetrack. Vergara is currently in 11th. Vergara started 13th, got a couple of spots. Max Taylor now up into the 18th position. Having a look here at Max Taylor, looking at lap times, and being told right now that that contact between the 98 and the 33, Weldon and Taylor, under investigation. So anything we talk about here unofficial, results could change with the contact over in turn number 3. Weldon, Elkin, Argyros, sort of Chiripa, Jeffers, McNeely last time by. But let's do it again here. 5 laps down, halfway through. It'll be 4 to go when they come back up the hill. One of the things that you cannot do is run back and forth on the front straightaway. Weldon's going to have to hold his spot. He is significantly up the road, but you can't do the dragon or the snake or whatever you want to call it. That rule came out a couple of races ago. You have to hold your line. Weldon, Elkin, Soto Chiripa 1, 2, 3. Argyros 4th, McNeely 5th, Jeffers 6th, Cooley 7th. Christian Cameron and Joshua Leonel closing up at the tail there as well. And in fact, I think Cameron's already there. Yeah, a little farther back to a Leonel. Then Leonardo Scorpioni able to get by Joao Vergara. So put a Scorpioni up into the 10th spot. But they're not that far back. They're only a second off of Cameron. They're running strong, head down, and that's the draft for you. Look at that, right there. They're already closing up. Cameron's been able to use the draft. Oh, trouble! Trouble coming out of turn 14. One of the inner MS drivers. Major damage to the left side of that race car. I think that may be Hudson Potter. So trouble out of turn number 14. We're going to see the full course yellow, very likely. Car well off to driver's right, but would not be surprised if we see full course yellow. Potter, very likely, dropped a wheel coming off of turn 14. Very easy to do, carrying as much speed as you can, and indeed full course yellow out on the racetrack, freezing the field. And we'll see whether or not, with 3 laps to go when they come back around, if we do end up going red. But nonetheless, Potter off the track, looping around, making contact with the wall on the inside of the racetrack. You'll see when they come back around, we'll get a better look at it. And again, it's not hard to do. The minute you're trying to carry the speed to the outside, because you use quite a bit of the exit curbing, you'll see the drivers climb all the way out there. All you have to do is drop a wheel, and around you go. The track safety crew already on the scene. Field working its way back up. There's the shot we have there. You can see that Hudson Potter moving around. They're bringing the cars up pit lane. That would tell me that we could potentially going red here, because they've already come through the accident scene. Hudson Potter out of the race car, and he had a good run yesterday for sure. Potter, who had moved to Inter MS for this weekend, finishing 13th, his best finish of the year. Oh, pardon me, I thought they were coming up pit lane. They were not. They came up the front straightaway. The vantage point here, a little different. All right, so that's lap 7 in the books. Good 6-lap run before the incident coming out of 14. As they run on the racetrack, Sebastian Weldon is the leader. Ariel Elkin in second. Augusto Soto Sharipa in third. G3 Argyros in fourth. Liam McNeely in fifth. Jack Jefferson sixth spot. Evan Cooley running seventh. Christian Cameron eighth. Leonardo Scorpioni ninth. And Joshua Leonel rounding out the top 10. Joao Vergara into the 11th position. Timmy Carell in 12th. Patricio Gonzalez 13th. Brady Golan 14th. Max Taylor 15th spot after the contact between he and Sebastian Weldon over in turn number 3. Michael Boyadzis in 16th. Diego Guillo in 17th. Michael Suko 18th. Griffin Yellen and JT Hoskins. The remainder of the drivers, 20 left on the racetrack. Hudson Potter, the incident on lap number 6 in turn 14, the exit of 14. Brendan Cooley into pit lane and back out. He's got 4 laps in, so he lost 3 laps, but was able to get on track. Rodrigo Gonzalez, I mentioned that he did not get a start, but he did come back out. 1 lap for Rodrigo, and then Bruno Ribeiro did not make the start here in race number 2 of the triple header here at Road America. So how does this all play out right now with Weldon as the leader? The one thing about this track, it's a long, cool lap. So when you're going around, you're talking probably 4 or 5 minutes to get around. The incident where it happened, they already have Hudson out of the car. They get it up in the truck. They can immediately come up pit lane. So it's not like the car's going to take a while. There's a long time to go here. We may be able to go green this next time by. I would expect that's potentially what race control is hoping for. So again, as we said before, folks, the incident between Weldon and Taylor under investigation. So we'll see what happens in terms of the official results. We'll find out whether or not if a penalty does come, whether it comes before we head to victory lane. Indeed, if Weldon would come home as the winner, that could change. There is the car of Hudson Potter being brought in. So that incident's already cleaned up. So I would expect we're going to go back to green flag racing here. And if indeed we do, it would be lap 8 when they come across the line. So we'd have a 2-lap dash to see who comes away with a race win here. I'll tell you, the back and forth action up front, tremendous. Other than the contact between Weldon and Taylor, we saw drivers giving each other lots of room coming through turn number 5. Same goes down in turn number 8 in hurry downs. I don't know whether that was a lone car incident for Potter or if he was in the middle of a fight with someone at that point. Nonetheless, if you're with us here on the stream, we will go, of course, once the race is done, we'll go to commercial, then come back with victory lane celebrations, so don't go anywhere. Pace car definitely pulling off, so we are going racing. How about a 2-lap dash? Let's do it. And this is big for Max Taylor. He's gone purple, turned the fastest lap of the race as well, 2:14.5. Very quick. And that's a half a second faster than Weldon up front. Taylor getting another opportunity to gain some spots back. Here we go, back to green flag racing. Elkin gonna go right after Weldon. Soto Sharipa's gonna try to come with him as well. You're a sitting duck here at a restart. Soto Sharipa trying to go around the outside. They'll work their way through the corner. He clears them. Way wide though for Soto Sharipa as Inter MS runs 1-2. Soto Sharipa going to defend down to the inside a little bit here. McNeely, contact as well. McNeely gets together. Oh, McNeely's going to go, or maybe that was Argyros. That, I think, Argyros or McNeely, one of the J. Howard driver development cars, contact with Weldon. Very similar to the incident a couple of laps ago with Weldon and Taylor. Trying to figure out which driver that is who got involved in that incident. I think it may have been McNeely again. Argyros makes a move to the inside of Jeffers, back up the hill. So Argyros makes a move for P3. Weldon getting into, I think, the side of McNeely. So back-to-back races. McNeely, of course, light contact with he and Cooley in turn 5 yesterday. He spun. Cooley got put behind him in the results. So, man, race control will be looking at both of those incidents for sure. Here's another big move to the inside further back. You saw that pass. Just outside the top 10. Inter MS looking good here, 1-2. It's whether or not they've got enough of a draft from Argyros. Elkin leads, Soto Sharipa in second. That was just a straight up, open wheel, Road America restart. Good run up the hill. As I said, leader pretty much a sitting duck. Not much you could do there. They both went by. Weldon's been moved back a couple of spots. That contact could not have helped him at all, and they run onto the straightaway to turn 5 as well, so he's moved back a number of positions. Taylor trying to come back forward. Remember that. Max Taylor with that spin, trying to work his way back forward here now. White gonna fly this time by. Weldon now onto the gearbox of Argyros. Here comes the draft for all of these drivers looking for more. White flag will fly this time by. 1 to go. The Inter MS car's looking good. Elkin there. Soto Sharipa with him. Does he try? He does. Soto Sharipa to the outside. The two teammates battling it out. Soto Sharipa trying to get a run. You almost don't want to give it up. Good job for Elkin. That's the way to do it. They can do it again down into turn number 5. Weldon around Argyros. Sebastian Weldon hoping for the draft. Little right front lock up there for Elkin. Into the braking zone of 3. Weldon gets the draft. Look how big this draft is. Going to reel him all the way up here. Soto Sharipa looking for his second win of the season. Weldon looking to the inside. Elkin did not want to give it up at all. Elkin able to come across the track. Oh, I don't know if race control is going to like that one. Still Inter MS 1-2. That brings Argyros back in. Jeffers there as well. A Scorpione back there. He's been moving his way forward. What a great 14 years of age. A Scorpione's been impressive. Second half of the season. Trying to get some better results. It's been up and down for him, but man, a second at VIR was big. Final circuit. Soto Sharipa with a solid lead. Weldon thinking about trying to get out by Elkin. Argyros trying to get on the podium as well. What a final lap as they work through the carousel. That's a big lead for Soto Sharipa, but with the draft you can get all the way down the back straightaway and up the hill. Will it be enough? Soto Sharipa coming in 4th place in points. Taylor currently back in 9th. Oh, what a massive recovery for Max Taylor. Still fast lap of the race, a 2:14.5. Remember, bonus point as well. Massive recovery for Taylor. Soto Sharipa clean. Elkin running the blocking line, the defensive line to the inside. Nothing wrong with that. Over-under, though, for Weldon, coming back up the hill. Oh, they're side by side through Billy Mitchell Bend. Weldon's going to have the inside. But here comes the draft as well. Little lockup again. Coming up the hill, Weldon giving everything he could in the final lap. It could be all for naught with a penalty. We'll see how it plays out, but they'll crest the hill. Weldon trying to get the draft. Checkered flag flying. Race number 2 goes to Augie, Soto, Sharipa. No, it's Elkin. How did Elkin come through? That is Elkin in the 25, not Soto, Sharipa. Those cars, of course, the exact livery, and Elkin ends up with it. How did that happen? Hey, Soto Sharipa needed the win. Elkin needed it more. Ariel Elkin coming away with the win. Wow, I thought that was Soto Sharipa as he led. Amazing. Ariel Elkin in the 25. Did this kid need a victory to get back into the fight? I think so. Remember, dropping from 3rd to 5th. And Elkin's going to get the win. That is big. Sebastian Weldon coming back to 2nd, but I will reiterate, everything unofficial. The first incident with Taylor was under investigation. I would expect, have not got confirmation that there's an incident with McNeely as well, because Liam McNeely finished 18th. Oh, man. McNeely yesterday, 14th. Today, 18th. Twice with contact to one of his rear tires, once in 5, once in 3. Soto Sharipa ends up in 3rd as I got the Inter-MS drivers mixed up. I think I need to talk to the team owner. We need to change up those rear end plates, different colors, so I can differentiate those drivers. Elkin, Weldon, Soto Sharipa, unofficially the podium. Argyros 4th, Jeffers 5th, Cooley 6th, Scorpioni, Ho, plus 10, 17th to 7th for Leonardo Scorpioni. Max Taylor, who was spun after contact in 3, benefited from that yellow flag and comes back to 8th. That could have been disastrous in a championship battle for Max Taylor. He finished, or had there been actual damage to the car. The fact that there wasn't damage is key. He ends up coming back to 8th. Joao Vergara in 9th. Another top 10 for Vergara. Very impressive. Trying to work his way up into the top 7 in points comfortably. Vergara in 9th, and Joshua Lionel in the 10th spot. Good recovery from 17th yesterday. Brady Gold at 11th. Timothy Carell 12th. Cameron Boyadzis Guio to 15th. Gonzalez 16th. Suko, McNeely, Hoskins, and Yellen. The 20 drivers who got all 10 laps in the books. Well, there you have it. Drivers working their way up here. Ariel Elkin, his 3rd win of the season. Big for the Israeli driver. Again, dropped from 3rd to 5th in the points yesterday. This will help him close right back up. Well, not close right back up, but most definitely limit the damage as he closes on Max Taylor. Weldon's car into pit lane. There's Soto Sharipa. Ariel Elkin will be the driver that they bring in to victory lane. Another win for Inter-MS. And again, we talked about it in the pre-show. One of the teams in the fight for the team championship. How about 1st and 3rd? Nothing wrong with that. Indeed. Number 25, Ariel Elkin, rolling into victory lane. Well, race fans, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back here. We'll have a couple of quick messages. I'll work my way down to victory lane. And then we'll time to celebrate race number 2. Let's take an opportunity first to watch the emotion of Ariel Elkin. His team owner, Juan Garavaglia, thrilled with that one as well, but you can see what it means to these young drivers. Ariel Elkin coming away with the win. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back. Victory lane celebrations up next. Another great win, third of the season for Ariel Elkin, Inter MS. Big for the team championship as we place finish. Huge for him to come back here with a strong run to the victory here. One more race to come still this afternoon. Let's get those trophies up in the air. Again, wild racing. This track, it's just with the horsepower we have, the aerodynamic package we have, the draft is so huge here and so impressive to watch these drivers go side by side. Again, all the results here right now, of course, unofficial, based on some of the contact we saw on the racetrack here today. But again, we're going to do it all over again with a couple of dozen drivers set to do what will be the final race here at Road America, the penultimate event of the season. Just 3 more races still to go at Portland after the final race today. Guys, grab that champagne. Let's have a celebration. Grip it and rip it, guys. Race number 2 goes to Ariel Elkin. A little click, and we spray that champagne. We know everybody's got to wear these suits again later today, so no one's spraying each other as of yet. We'll see whether or not these 3 drivers will be back to douse each other after race number 3. Inter MS 1-3, big for them in the team championships, but of course huge for both Augusto Soto Sharipa and Ariel Elkin to get themselves closer to Max Taylor, who turns in a fantastic effort coming back after contact between he and Weldon in turn number 3. That wraps things up for the broadcast, folks. Those of you who tuned in on the YouTube channel, come on back again. We got one more race later on today to see who comes away with a victory at Road America. On behalf of Anderson Promotions and Continental Tire, thanks for tuning in, folks. My name is Rob Howden. Bye for now.